Stay hungry. Stay foolish. I want to put a ding in the universe. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. Our goal is to make the best devices in the world, not to be the biggest. Sometimes life is going to hit you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith. We're here to put a dent in the universe. Otherwise, why else even be here? Great things in business are never done by one person. They're done by a team of people. Computers themselves, and software yet to be developed, will revolutionize the way we learn. Quality is more important than quantity. One home run is much better than two doubles. The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. For you to sleep well at night, the aesthetic, the quality, has to be carried all the way through. Be a yardstick of quality. Some people aren't used to an environment where excellence is expected. Everyone here has the sense that right now is one of those moments when we are influencing the future. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow know what you truly want to become. My favorite things in life don't cost any money. It's really clear that the most precious resource we all have is time. Design is a funny word. Some people think design means how it looks. But of course, if you dig deeper, it's really how it works. I'm as proud of many of the things we haven't done as the things we have done. Innovation is saying no to 1,000 things. I'm convinced that about half of what separates successful entrepreneurs from the non-successful ones is pure perseverance. If you're gonna make connections which are innovative, you have to not have the same bag of experiences as everyone else does. It's really hard to design products by focus groups. A lot of times, people don't know what they want until you show it to them. You can't just ask customers what they want and then try to give that to them. By the time you get it built, they'll want something new. Sometimes when you innovate, you make mistakes. It is best to admit them quickly and get on with improving your other innovations. Being the richest man in the cemetery doesn't matter to me. Going to bed at night saying we've done something wonderful, that's what matters to me. People think focus means saying yes to the thing you've got to focus on. It means saying no to the 100 other good ideas that there are. You have to pick carefully. I'm an optimist in the sense that I believe humans are noble and honorable, and some of them are really smart. I have a very optimistic view of individuals. That's been one of my mantras, focus and simplicity. Simple can be harder than complex. You have to work hard to get your thinking clean, to make it simple. I think if you do something and it turns out pretty good, then you should go do something else wonderful, not dwell on it for too long. Just figure out what's next. An iPod, a phone, an internet mobile communicator. These are not three separate devices, and we are calling it the iPhone. Today Apple is going to reinvent the phone. And here it is. Technology is nothing. What's important is that you have a faith in people, that they're basically good and smart. And if you give them tools, they'll do wonderful things with them. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You are already naked. There is no reason not to follow your heart. My model for business is the Beatles. They were for guys that kept each other's negative tendencies in check. They balanced each other, and the total was greater than the sum of the parts. Creativity is just connecting things. When you ask creative people how they did something, they feel a little guilty because they didn't really do it, they just saw something. It seemed obvious to them after a while. What is Apple, after all? Apple is about people who think outside the box. People who want to use computers to help them change the world, to help them create things that make a difference, and not just to get a job done. I've always been attracted to the more revolutionary changes. I don't know why, because they're harder. They're much more stressful emotionally, and you usually go through a period where everybody tells you that you've completely failed. And it comes from saying no to 1,000 things to make sure we don't get on the wrong track or try to do too much. We're always thinking about new markets we could enter. But it's only by saying no that you can concentrate on the things that are really important. For the past 33 years, I have looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? And whenever the answer has been no for too many days in a row, I know I need to change something. I didn't see it then, but it turned out that getting fired from Apple was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. The heaviness of being successful was replaced by the lightness of being a beginner again. It freed me to enter one of the most creative periods of my life. It's not the tools that you have faith in. Tools are just tools. They work or they don't work. It's people you have faith in or not. Yeah, sure, I'm still optimistic. I get pessimistic sometimes, but not for long. We don't get a chance to do that many things, and everyone should be really excellent. Because this is our life. Life is brief, and then you die, you know? And we've all chosen to do this with our lives. So, it better be damn good. It better be worth it. When you're young, you look at television and think, there's a conspiracy. The networks have conspired to dumb us down. But when you get a little older, you realize that's not true. The networks are in business to give people exactly what they want. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma. Hick is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. Part of what made the Macintosh great was that the people working on it were musicians, poets, artists, zoologists, and historians. They also happened to be the best computer scientists in the world. But if it hadn't been computer science, these people would have been doing amazing things in other fields. No one wants to die. Even people who want to go to heaven don't want to die to get there. And yet death is the destination we all share. No one has ever escaped it. And that is as it should be, because death is very likely the single best invention of life. It is life's change agent. It clears out the old to make way for the new. You can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in something, destiny, life, karma, whatever. This approach has never let me down, and it has made all the difference in my life. When I was 17, I read a quote that went something like, if you live each day as if it was your last, someday you'll most certainly be right. It made an impression on me, and since then, for the past 33 years, I have looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? And whenever the answer has been no for too many days in a row, I know I need to change something.